Greetings and welcome. I'd like to tell you another sea story. My name is Rickover, and I was an officer on board the United States Navy's ship USS Knox DE-1052 during the Viet Nam War. And I'd like to tell you a story how an officer of the deck pranked the crew. For background, we were on our first cruise in the Western Pacific on that ship. I was new on board, and we were somewhere in transit between the Philippines and the Gulf of Tonkin one day. And you have to understand that life at sea is kind of rough on your sleeping ability, because you have about 6 days of work per week instead of 5, and you have a watch standing to do besides your work. So sleep deprivation was quite a problem. At any rate, during the noon hour, between noon and 1 o'clock or 300 or 1300 hours, you had an opportunity to take a nap if you weren't on watch. Most of the time, I didn't get a chance to do that, but this particular time I was taking a nap and just falling a little bit to sleep when I heard something through the bulkhead of the stateroom I was in. And what I heard was, "This is a drill, this is a drill," and then a funny buzzing noise. What happened was we had an officer deck who was quite a card, or pulled a lot of pranks on people, funny things. And he was an interesting guy. I liked him very much. And he was up on the bridge of the Knox. And being the officer of the deck, he had responsibility for the functioning of the ship during that time. And what happened was a machinist mate came up to the bridge to fix something. He had his toolkit with him, and this was during the noon hour, like I said. And what happened was my friend, the officer of the deck, had an idea. When he went over to the 1MC, the 1MC is a device on the wall of the bulkhead of the bridge that can transmit a verbal message throughout the ship or to certain sections of the ship. You hold up a microphone to your voice and just talk, and it goes in directly into the ship speakers wherever you want to send it. Anyway, he asked the bosun's mate of the watch to deselect the officer's country and also the captain's cabin. In other words, they weren't going to get this message. And he had all the other speakers turned on. So what he did was he went over to the 1MC, grabbed it with his hand, put it in front of his face, and he said, "This is a drill, this is a drill." And then he did this. With the machinist's mates drill. So that was kind of a funny prank that we kind of suffered through during that day, and it kind of gets some of the tension out of things. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed the story, and if you do like it, please subscribe below and make a comment if you wish. Thank you. See you next time.